In this video, I'm going to be going over the first automobile. These videos are going to be a learning experience for myself. I think acknowledging past innovations and these concepts is very important. I learned this word today. A dray is a low, heavy cart with outsides used for haulage, drayage. I just found that interesting. I wanted to share it. Just to preface, at the time, there were other hints and examples of applications regarding the steam engine and automobiles. So this idea that you could take a steam engine and use it to create movement and motion, propelling a vehicle forward by rotating a wheel, reciprocating motion of a steam piston into rotary motion using a ratchet arrangement. This innovation is directly tied to the steam engine. A steam engine is a heat engine that performs mechanical work using steam as its working fluid. Simply put, a steam engine is a way to take heat energy and turn it into mechanical motion. That is what the first automobile used to propel itself, effectively converting heat energy into work. Here's a video displaying how it functions. And here's the actual mechanism by which it spins the wheel. Oh my. Here's some of the specifications of the vehicle itself and what it was capable of. Clearly very limited, but for the time, the fact that it worked at all must have been astonishing. The vehicle had many technical challenges. There's a reason why they weren't mass-produced, and we don't see them throughout history. Nonetheless, still an important recognition. The project was abandoned, but the original vehicle has been preserved, and a working replica was built. So what this did was it proved the concept that you could propel a vehicle using something other than a horse or any other type of animal to pull the vehicle along. This was a different way to achieve a similar goal. The reason why it was first developed, Cugnot was a French army captain, and the intention of this vehicle was to move military, transporting heavy military equipment, like cannon barrels. A lot of innovations in the past were developed by militaries for military applications. This was not being designed for the public. So in the wake of that invention and the decades that followed, there were more applications regarding the steam engine and mechanical motion. Moving forward, I'm going to be going over the Doble steam car, which is regarded as one of the last commercially viable advanced steam-powered automobiles. And the reason why I want to cover the Doble Model E steam car is because it's a great juxtaposition to the first steam wagon, the Fardier. And what separates these two designs is 150 years. And what I mean by commercially viable is that this design was produced in order to make a profit by an American company. Only 24 Model E's were made between 1922 and 1925. So it's clear that this design was not mass produced and was relatively expensive compared to other options at the time. The interesting thing is that it was a highly advanced steam car during a time when other alternatives like the internal combustion engine were becoming more viable. But its capabilities were astonishing for the time. Very desirable in terms of performance compared to alternatives. it was an efficient design compared to an internal combustion engine with only 25 moving parts in the entire drivetrain and a very high level of torque for the time. The car used an advanced steam system, an American type water tube boiler, primarily using kerosene as fuel to heat the boiler. It was very compact, high pressure, high temperature, and was able to start in about 90 seconds, even in cold weather, which was a huge limitation for steam-powered vehicles. Getting the boiler heated up, producing mechanical energy, took some time. So 90 seconds is comparably very good to other designs. I'm not going to get into detail exactly as to how a water tube boiler works. And again, it's simply a way the input is fuel as heat, burned fuel as heat, which then becomes superheated steam. The fuel input is in the bottom left here. Instead of just one big drum of water, this system is more capable of producing superheated steam more efficiently. But this is the concept as to how the Doble Model E steam car is much more capable compared to the Fardier 150 years prior. And this is what the engine compartment looks like for the Model E. Here's an image showing the tubes inside of the boiler. And here's a cutaway of what it looks like inside. So to be clear, the boiler contains 575 feet of steel tubing, which is a lot. This is the system that allowed it to start in a relatively short period of time. The vehicle was able to perform very well. Once running, it was able to exceed 90 miles per hour. It could accelerate very fast compared to other vehicles at the time. As far as its fuel consumption of kerosene, it was relatively efficient. And it had direct drive to the rear axle, which greatly simplified the whole system. No need for a clutch or transmission, which are very complicated systems of gears. And it weighed approximately 5,000 pounds. For reference, 5,000 pounds is a lot. The heaviest Model T was 1,650 pounds. So that makes the Doble Model E roughly 3 times as heavy as the heaviest Model T. The fact that it was able to accelerate that fast with that amount of mass is significant. The interesting thing that we associate with cars nowadays is that they're loud. You can hear a car going by. The Doble Model E steam car is silent in operation. Here's a photo of Abner Doble driving his car. You can see the inner wheel and the outer wheel. And the inner wheel was used for throttle, what we associate with a gas pedal. It's a different way of achieving acceleration. And compared to other cars at the time, it was relatively simple to operate. It was possible to use other types of fuel other than kerosene, although kerosene was the most efficient. And because of the high burning temperature of the fuel, it was very clean running. There are several reasons why we don't see steam cars in mass production today. Most steam cars required very long warm-up periods. The Doble Model E was an exception to that, only needing about 90 seconds. The complex boiler system made steam cars heavier because of all of that steel, and they required more maintenance. A lot of steam cars required frequent water refills due to vented exhaust steam. At the time, internal combustion engine vehicles became much more accessible and convenient to use. As far as ICE vehicles go, they were less expensive to manufacture and maintain. They were more mass producible. And as far as ICE technology development goes, it outpaced steam car innovations. And the internal combustion engine may be something that I cover moving on into the future, because obviously it's as significant as the steam engine. But yes, Jay Leno is someone who has a genuine antique Doble Model E steam car, of which several still exist today and are maintained by museums and collectors. I'm definitely looking for more ideas as to what to cover in terms of historical innovations. And Otto thanks you as well for watching. Otto is very thankful. Please consider liking and subscribing if you've enjoyed this video. And I plan on creating more videos like this moving on into the future, potentially on the internal combustion engine or other types of inventions in the past that were significant. If you have any feedback or suggestions, please let me know. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.